The story of Spain as a single country starts with Rome. Before the Spanish flag, the land we now call Spain was a mix of strong tribes often fighting each other. Then the Romans came. They fought the Carthaginians and over 200 years took over the land. Stories of brave resistance, like the fight at Numantia, became symbols of not giving up. Once the Romans took control, they named the land Hispania and changed it a lot. They built cities like Merida, roads that connected different areas, and brought in Roman laws and their language. Latin slowly replaced the local languages, turning into Spanish, Portuguese, and Catalan. Local important people started to follow Roman ways, creating a new Spanish-Roman identity. Hispania became a very important area, full of resources. It sent grain, olive oil, wine, silver, and gold to Rome. It even produced emperors like Trajan and Hadrian. The Roman way of life set the stage for Spain's language, laws, and the idea of being one country. Christianity, which came during Roman rule, would become a very important part of what it means to be Spanish. The Roman history shaped the very idea of Spain as a single, united land. The changes in Hispania were the first step toward the country we know today. You can still see parts of Rome in Spain's language, cities, and culture. As Rome fell apart, new groups came in. The Visigoths were the most important. They set up a kingdom in what used to be Roman Hispania, ruling over a larger group of Spanish-Roman people. For many years, Visigoths and locals lived under different laws and religions. They were separated by the Visigoths' Arian Christian faith. This religious difference made the kingdom shaky and broken. King Ricard changing to Catholicism in the late 500s was a big moment. It brought rulers and people together under one faith, making the king's power stronger. Catholic bishops became key helpers, creating a new identity that mixed Visigothic power and Roman traditions. A smart person named Isidore of Seville said this new kingdom was like Rome's replacement in Spain. But things were still not stable. Kings were chosen, not born into the role, which led to constant fights for power. Civil wars made the kingdom weak, making it easy to attack. In the early 700s, one group asked warriors from North Africa to come help. This opened the door for a full attack. The Visigothic time ended, and a new chapter for the land began. The start of Spain's next big change came from this messy time. In 711, a Muslim army crossed into Spain, taking down the Visigothic kingdom. The land became Al-Andalus, a part of the Umayyad Caliphate. When the Umayyads lost power in the east, Abd al-Rahman I set up his own independent rule in Cordoba. Cordoba grew into a great center for learning, art, and science, much better than most of Christian Europe. Al-Andalus was a place with many cultures. Muslims, Christians, and Jews lived together, helping to create a golden age of knowledge. New ideas in medicine, math, and farming changed the land, but this unity was not strong. By the 1000s, Al-Andalus broke into many smaller kingdoms called taifas. These taifas had rich cultures but were weak politically. Christian kingdoms in the north saw their chance. They demanded money and pushed south. The breaking apart of Al-Andalus marked the start of the Christians getting strong again. The time of living together left a lasting mark of acceptance and sharing cultures. But problems inside would eventually cause Muslim rule to fall. Everything was set for hundreds of years of fighting and change. The power balance in Spain was shifting once more. In the north, Christian resistance lived on in Asturias, starting the hundreds of years-long Reconquista. This wasn't a constant war but a series of fights, team-ups, and famous battles. Christian kingdoms, Portugal, Castile, Aragon, grew, often fighting each other as much as they fought Muslim states. The Battle of Las Navas de Tolosa in 1212 was a big moment, breaking Muslim power in the south. The Reconquista created a strong Catholic identity, with nobles and religious groups focused on holy war. The idea of a united Christian Spain grew stronger. By the 1400s, only Granada was still under Muslim rule. The marriage of Isabella of Castile and Ferdinand of Aragon brought Spain's two biggest kingdoms together. Their combined strength ended Muslim rule in 1492 when Granada fell. The Reconquista was done. Spain was united under Christianity. This win shaped Spanish society, politics, and faith for hundreds of years. The warrior spirit and religious unity became very important to what it meant to be Spanish. The end of Muslim rule marked the start of a new time. Spain was now ready for big plans around the world. The long struggle on the land had created a powerful, united country. 1492 was a big turning point. Granada fell, uniting Spain under one faith. The Alhambra decree made Jews either change their religion or leave, making the Catholic identity even stronger. In the same year, Ferdinand and Isabella supported Columbus's trip west. Columbus landed in the Americas, opening 2 continents for European takeover. Spain's focus moved from the Mediterranean Sea to the Atlantic Ocean. The discovery started a wave of exploring and taking over. Conquerors like Cortés and Pizarro brought down powerful empires in the New World. Gold, fame, and strong religious feelings pushed Spain's growth. The kings and queens claimed huge new lands which the Pope soon approved. Spain suddenly became a world leader. The Age of Empires had begun. 1492 marked the birth of Spain as a world power. The results would change the world. Taking over the Americas brought a lot of silver which powered Spain's golden age. Money from mines like Potosi paid for armies and made Spain the strongest power in Europe. This time saw a huge burst of culture. Cervantes Velázquez and El Greco defined Spanish art and writing, but the silver boom caused prices to go up and made the economy weak at home. Spain's kings relied on foreign silver, ignoring their own industries. Endless wars used up resources against the Ottomans, Dutch, English, and French. The defeat of the Spanish Armada in 1588 was a big turning point. Spain's empire was huge but becoming weaker. The Golden Age was brilliant but couldn't last. Money problems and constant fighting started its decline. The empire's strength hid big weaknesses. Spain's reach around the world was both its glory and its downfall. The problems in the empire were starting to show. Spain's big plans went beyond the Americas to Asia. Magellan's trip went all the way around the world, claiming the Philippines for Spain. Taking over the Philippines in 1565 created a very important link between the Americas and Asia. The Manila galleon trade connected Mexico and Manila, trading silver for fancy Asian goods. This trade made Spanish silver a world currency, especially wanted in China. Manila became a city with many cultures mixing Spanish, Filipino, and Chinese ways. Missionaries spread Catholicism, shaping the Philippines' identity. The Asian outposts stretched Spain's empire to the other side of the world, but being so far away made the colony hard to protect and rule. The Philippines was important for show but not central, showing Spain's stretched resources. Spain's global empire was unmatched, but its huge reach strained its power. The Asian border was both a win and a struggle. Spain's decline was slow, lasting 200 years. Endless wars like the 30 Years' War used up resources and weakened the empire. Weak kings and political problems followed the powerful Habsburg family. The economy struggled as American silver ran out and debts grew. Spain went broke many times, had high taxes and a shrinking population. The main part of the empire became empty, unable to support its huge colonies. Napoleon's invasion in 1808 caused colonies to revolt. Inspired by revolution, leaders like Bolivar led movements for freedom across Latin America. By 1825, Spain had lost almost all its American colonies. Only Cuba, Puerto Rico, and the Philippines were left. The Spanish-American War of 1898 ended with the loss of these last colonies. Spain became a less important power, still thinking about its past empire. 400 years of ruling the world had come to an end. The Spanish Empire is gone, but its mark is still seen all over the world. Spanish is now the second most spoken native language, connecting cultures across continents. Catholicism, spread by missionaries, is still very important in Latin America. Big churches and festivals show this deep religious influence. The Columbian Exchange changed what people ate and how economies worked. Potatoes, tomatoes, and chocolate changed Europe. The empire's sharing of cultures was huge, changing farming and society. But the mark is complicated. Taking over brought sickness, unfair treatment, and big social differences. Old civilizations were destroyed, and unfairness still exists in many countries. The empire's history is one of great achievements and suffering, connection and unfairness. Its effects shape the modern world, from language to food to faith. The story of Spain reminds us how the past shapes our present. Its global impact is both celebrated and argued about. The mark of Spain's empire lives on in every part of the world.